Welcome back to Books My Wife Likes, where I read books that my wife likes, then I explain those books to my friends. I am your host, Michael.
I am a co-host, Dylan.
I was like, take the reins, guys.
I did it. I jumped right in, and then you got Russell coughing over there.
Yeah, I'm Coffer. Russell the guy.
So today's book is A Court of Frost and Starlight, the fourth entry in the ACOTAR series by Sarah J. Maas.
You said it's your favorite, right?
It is one of the books of all time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and explain what happens.
So that's what happened?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much nothing. It starts off where, before we get into this, I'm so sorry, but which one of you guys want to explain what happened in A Court of Wings and Ruin?
Oh, that's Russell. I did the last time, so.
Remind me at the end of this also, because in the first episode, I was like, I'm going to rank the books. And I have not done that since the first episode.
What's your first one, or your favorite's the third
No,
one?
we're going to get to that at the end. So which one of you want to explain A Court of Wings and Ruin? Actually, I want Dylan to do it.
Oh, God damn it.
Yep, volunteer, Joe.
Voluntold. So this was the big climax of the story of them trying to take down the wall. So in this, they battle out.
If that book was the climax, this was the go and get me the towel of the series. I'm gonna let you guys know it is. It's just a book.
So yeah, they I can't remember a lot of the details of it. I know they battled it out, and there was a lot of cool fighting. What's the one lady's? Is it Azrael? No, it's not Azrael. Which one's the one that is like an unknown entity, but now they're a fae?
Vasa?
Part of the
Amryn?
Amryn, yeah. And then in the fight, they ended up changing who they were. Like somebody released them from their body, and so then they became. And then
I looked it up a little bit. People do believe that Amryn is like a biblical angel because her god is a wrathful god. Just saying. Not many books I read with wrathful gods, but there is one that was read to me when I was a kid by a guy who would just be like, "You're gonna burn in hell, boy," but he loves you. And I'm just like, ah.
Yeah, that's the love. That's why you spare the rod, spoil the child.
There you go. That is a whole saying. So yeah, in A Court of Wings and Ruin, it is pretty much the lead up to the war against the King of Hybern, and then the war against the King of Hybern. We had, Nesta going Super Saiyan during the battle and flinging the King of Hybern very far back. We had Feyre, Elaine, and Nesta's father come in with an armada in Vasa.
He came
Super
in.
sad about that one.
That one was rough.
Really dope to be really sad right there. And then we had Amryn kind of turning into the angel and fizzling away. And then they were like immediately retconning that, bringing her back. And then Rhys dying and immediately coming back. So
the only person that can really die is her dad.
yeah, that's that. Oh, who
and
else?
the King of Hybern. They can take him out, but there's
Yeah, so the Bone Carver and then the Weaver, they also died.
But there's still more books to go, so her dad could come back.
they had to save him right
They
then.
cremated him.
Did they?
Yeah. Yeah, they cremated him right there. A couple things that I got wrong, which usually my wife tells me what I got wrong, but the comment section,
It was hot.
they were on it. So there's a part during the kind of treaty that they're making or war pact that they're making to go against the King of Hybern where Tamlin is talking a whole bunch of shit to Feyre. And essentially Azrael says, "Do not talk to my high lady like that," which was a big moment for everybody, but not for me, because here's the thing. There was such buildup of Feyre not showing the other lords her powers because of all these bad things that can happen. And they would get egregiously mad, and maybe someone would want to kidnap Feyre. But when it happened, literally no consequence happened. And everybody was just like, "No, okay, she got all her powers. Cool."
Yeah.
That was it. So to me, it didn't really strike me as a big part. To everybody else, they were like, that was like a really cool scene for us. And it had no, to me, it was like, when he said that, I was like, ooh, what's going to come of that? And it was absolutely nothing.
Yeah, there should have been something, maybe just a touch of something.
Because it was made such a thing too,
Yeah.
in A Court of Mist and Fury. up until then too, because when they are going from the spring court back to the night court and they're fighting against Eris, it's like, you know, she's like, do I show my powers? Do I not? Because if he goes back and tells, that could be something really big. And it's just like, nah.
Tamlin's the one that told her that, right?
What?
That she couldn't use her powers around people.
Yeah, that's where it started. But
Well,
but
do you-
Rhys was also along the same mindset of don't show your powers to people.
Okay, because I was thinking if it was just Tamlin, then that could go back to him being controlling. But if it's
Yeah.
these two,
Tamlin was like, don't show your powers to people. Also, don't show your people to people. Stay in this house.
Well, I think maybe if she would have just talked about, like, just slightly, like, somebody try something and then she's so powerful that they couldn't do anything, like, that could have made just a little bit more sense of, like, at least somebody tested that whole, like, oh no, she's so powerful, let's do, and then something happened. I could see where that was kind of a little letdown.
And then also during, and this is something
trying
that
to get comfortable.
this is something that I got wrong during the battle with the King of Hybern. When Tamlin shows up, Eris, he has his father. I said the other person, I forgot who I said the other person was, but it was Jurian. So Jurian had also arrived to show you that they were kind of like team people. And a funny part actually that I missed is there's one part where the battle is happening. There is chaos all around. And Miriam and Draken are just absolutely whooping the shit out of Jurian for nobody knows why. And it was not spoke about afterwards. But yeah, it's just like you see the battle going on and then, you know, Feyre turns around and Jurian's just getting worked by two Fays. So nobody knows.
Yeah.
So a court of Frost and Starlight.
Good.
You all right?
Yeah. I can't see you because there's all these arms in the way, and I'm trying to look at you while you talk.
Ah, yeah, that is
A
a
respectful thing.
thing.
Because I'm looking at, and all I can see is the arm bars, and it's taking me out of what you're trying to say. So I'm just,
Yeah, just turn your mic a little bit and then you got it.
Or you could
what I
just
was
look at
doing.
him on the screen, because when it goes to him, you can
Oh
just, like,
yeah,
look at
I am popped up on there, ain't I?
I could just do like this.
I ain't got no beard now, so
Here, let's go
your
back.
beard, because your beard was weird.
my
and
beard
so
was weird. Yeah,
Yeah, I've told you guys, it's a thing.
there you go. I like how you're.
I'm gonna just chill. Hold on. Can I get it? Oh yeah, this is a good shot.
Yeah, you look madly uncomfortable. So, a Court of Frost and Starlight, we start off kind of with, you know, Feyre talking about what had happened in the previous book and the toll it's taken on Elaine and more so Nesta. A big running thing throughout this book is Nesta is dealing with all this very, she's having a tough time dealing with it. And where everybody in ACOTAR, when Elaine is in Prythian, when she's in the night court, they're all give her space, give her time, let her breathe, don't mess with her. Nesta, they're like, Nesta, you got to be back right
Man
now.
up.
Yeah, you
Man
got to man
up.
the fuck up. We're gonna hold you to the highest standard of. Why? Because she went Super Saiyan on the King of Hybern?
yeah,
I mean,
but we know what you're capable of, and you need to live up to what we think you're capable of.
they just don't give her that grace, man. And there's a thing in the ACOTAR community where people are split on Nesta. People will say she's a bitch, and then people will say she's badass. So it showed in ACOTAR that she was badass. I think that people are swayed solely by Sarah J. Maas's words. This is not going to be a fun episode, by the way. I mean, it'll be a fun episode, but I'm not going to speak highly of A Court of Frost and Starlight. It is by far the shortest book, by far the hardest one to get through. Where there was moments where I'm like, I'm just going to DNF this and just go straight to Silver Flames. Like that, there's no reason I'm reading this. But it's like the way that Sarah J. Maas has other people think about Nesta in the books that sway people to think that Nesta is a bitch. Because she just went through all this traumatic shit. She didn't even want to go, but she went solely to help out. You know what I'm saying? Against everything that she wanted to do, she went against that to go help out. And she's protecting Cassian. There's obviously something between them. She's protecting Cassian. Watches her father die before beheading the king of Hybern. She's went through a lot. And the whole time, they're just like, God, we got to bug her religiously to get her to hang out with us. So the book starts off with there are Illyrian camps dissenting, rebelling, essentially because of how many people they lost in war. And I was like, man, I don't think there's a better race of people to kind of be like, war is war, than the war race. The race that is solely like bred and trained from birth for war to understand how bad war is.
Not they mad.
So now, they got some that are rebelling, some that, they already didn't like, I guess, Rhys because he's half Fae, half Illyrian. But they're dissenting. And actually, that leads to a really good arc where they forget about that and then don't talk about it again. So that's just a non-issue.
They'll just pick it up in the next book.
Right. I mean, it does lead to Cassian going to Windhaven, where he meets Emery, whose father got killed in the war. And there's a bunch of people that you meet in this book who someone they loved got killed. And what's funny is most of these are just civilians. I would think more so than the race of warriors that the civilians would not understand how this high lord that's supposed to be all powerful and these all powerful protectors and the Illyrians and the skilled warriors would not stop their family members from dying. But instead it's the Illyrians who have the problem with
So
the
it's
death.
like Spartans coming back and be like, God, they killed all of them. Man, I'm so mad. Why did we all die in that war?
Right, yeah, 300 of us went.
We didn't know that it was going to be so much death involved.
What was that, the Battle of Thermopylae?
I don't know what that one's called.
I forgot what the pass was called.
I have no idea.
The only thing I know about that is the movie.
Yeah.
That's all the history I know. Which is, when people bring up Hitler shooting himself, I'm like, no, he didn't. He was killed by the Inglourious Bastards in a theater. They shot him a whole bunch of times and then
Blew him up.
blew him up.
I've seen movies.
Yeah, it's like you guys don't even know how history works. So that's a big kind of through line. I just wrote down points to talk about, and it's kind of in order. So we have Moore, who goes down to Hune, Court of Nightmares, where she meets Eris again. And remember, Eris wants her Eris's family nails to. Well, actually, technically, it was Keir, Moore's dad, and her family that nailed the nails to her, and then took her down to the Autumn Court. So in the last book, it kind of seemed like Eris didn't want all that to happen. But now he's just like, yeah, you piece of garbage, you piece of trash. And I'm like, why are we upholding the stupid shit that like Hune and A Court of Nightmares believes in? Because that was the one thing I didn't like in A Court of Wings and Ruin was that Rhys had to go down and make kind of like this deal with Keir to get the Shadow Riders, I forgot what they're called, something like that, to help fight when he is the High Lord of the Night Court.
So what he says should go.
Automatically. And it's just kind of like that was written into, I forget, to expose Valeris to Keir, I guess, which did not pop up in this book. Not a singular thing about that, but I guess to keep that going.
You don't think it's anything like how Weird Al asks people permission to do parodies, but he doesn't have to?
I don't even know how that's in the ballpark of what I'm talking about.
Because he's going down. He's going down to be like, hey, will you come fight for me? Even though he doesn't have to. He can just
But that would
say-
be like Weird Al making Weird Al
original
controls
song.
all the original songs and then still has to go ask the artist. That's what that would be like.
Well, I mean, but parody law, he can do whatever.
That'd be like LL Cool J asking Weird Al if making Gangster's Paradise was all right after he already made it.
But I'm just saying he doesn't have to do it. Like, he doesn't have to ask people's permission.
I think it is kind of wishy-washy on the parody law, though. Like, you can still get sued.
Yeah, me and Dylan, we looked into that. We wanted to do a lot of parody stuff, and we found out it's difficult.
If you're the right person, you can get away with it. If you can afford the lawyers, but you can't just automatically.
Yeah, if you're
have a free
poor like
pass.
it's America, man. If you're poor like us, you can't touch it.
Yeah.
If you got a little bit of money though, and you can get some lawyers, maybe. So,
you just shut Russell's.
I'm sorry.
You're just like,
I'm not trying to be a dick, but that would be like Weird Al controls all the music. He has all the rights to the music.
But you're thinking it too literally. Like, what I'm saying is he doesn't have to ask their permission to do song parody. Old boy doesn't have to come down and say, hey, we all fight for me, but he does it because it instills goodwill.
So in your metaphor,
Because when Weird Al asks people for permission, what he's hopefully ensuring, because what you just said, was it Coolio? Gangster's Paradise? He didn't, or he asked his team. His team was like, sure. Coolio never got asked specifically, so he felt some type of way about it. Because, well, I didn't give any okay, but if people give an okay, they're like, oh, this is pretty nice. So it's like you give them the illusion of choice, even though you're going to do it anyway.
right?
Does that make sense? Does that mean?
I mean, what you're saying makes sense
But that's
to
not
me,
what's
but
going
not
on.
what's So it would be like if Weird Al had the rights to Coolio's songs,
Okay.
all of his music, and then he went up to Coolio and was like, "Hey, I want to use your song. Also, you can sleep in my house every weekend. You can spend the night at my house because I get to use your music. You get to use my music that I own."
I got you.
Can we just all agree that Amish Paradise was amazing?
That's better than the original, probably.
No,
I mean, it's a bop though, and I grew up around Amish, so it was a
that
for
is
sure
so
bop.
crazy that those are real.
Yeah.
That's just a real thing that happens.
God, you're racist.
I don't think that's racist.
Yeah, they're a race.
Amish is not. It's not
That's
a
not-
race.
is it a race?
It's a group.
I'm not gonna go down this road.
Yeah,
Let's-
okay.
Let's move on.
We're gonna avoid
This
this.
is not MADHD. We should.
So Feyre's going through like the art section of Valeris, and she comes upon Racina. She is a Fae that Feyre remembers during when the Adder attacked Valeris after the meeting with the Mortal Queens, and they immediately sell out Valeris, which also good strategy. So they meet at this lady Polina, her art gallery, and Racina's just like, yeah, why don't you just like take it and build it and make it your own? And she's like, no, she's dead because of me. It's kind of a weird thing to ask. I'm just going to spoil it because it doesn't even, it's not a point. It's not a plot. It's not like what's going to happen. At the end, she finally does take the gallery and makes it a place where her and Racina teach children how to do art, which I like to think that it's like, they got a little sign that's like, welcome to everybody. And then people walking in was like, there's no E on that welcome. It's WELLCOM, welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah. Look, it's still funny. I think this has been 2 years she's been in Prythian, and it's like a lot of it has dealt with war and not a lot with literacy. So there's a big thing on Book Talk right now about if it's ableist for authors to use big words because some people are illiterate.
Everybody has access to a dictionary though, so just
Isn't that the point of writing? I mean, you don't have to like be super dense, but you can be flowery and colorful with your language.
Right. No, you can't. It's ableist.
ableist.
Right.
We're really going towards idiocracy.
Yeah, it's just like both sides. Both sides is just the most caricature that they could possibly be of each other. Yeah, it's just
All right, let's
don't get political, guys. I will say though, and it is a point to say that at least people being like, well, it's ableist to use big words. That doesn't kill people. So hey, shout out to those guys.
we
Yeah.
digress and we continue.
So, God bless America. Cassian goes to Windhaven. He meets Emery, whose dad owned a shop down there. He died. He died in the war. He died in I think the Battle of Adriata, maybe. That's it. Then I got Rhys goes to the Spring Court that is now destroyed. Yeah, so that is the best chapter. He goes and sees Tamlin, and all of Spring Court is destroyed. I mean, dude is just clawed up everything. It's empty. Nobody's tending the landscape, which, hey, brings back the fireflies. So that's a good, like when my neighbors are just like, when you go mow your yard, I'm like, do it for the fireflies, buddy. Not that it's 108 degrees outside, and if I go out there and mow, I'm going to die in my front yard.
No, it's for the fireflies.
It's for the fireflies. So pretty much, because also down here I have Tamlin as a poo boy because he goes back and visits Tamlin. And Tamlin is like that. The dog that talks like this and is always sad, and which I thought we had made progress with Tamlin's character. I thought he had finally came to a little bit of maturity when he was like, I just want y'all to be happy. That's it. Like when he gave Rhys his seed, I thought that was going to start kind of like a turnaround on his character. A big thing about this book, and it's not that it's boring. It is very, very boring, but it kind of hits the weakest spots in the ACOTAR series of stymied character development, and there has not real. This is why I can't wait to get to Throne of Glass, because Throne of Glass is kind of supposed to be like this very fantasy driven with a bunch of twists and turns. I'm super excited for that. This is kind of straightforward lines. Like when Elaine has given us like the prophecies and stuff like that. They're kind of straightforward and happen kind of chronologically to when, and very shortly after she gives the prophecies. The biggest twist right now in the whole series is the Suriel in A Court of Thorns and Roses saying stick to the High Lord, and then she meant Rhys.
Mm-hmm. So with this, why is it so much shorter, and why is it not as good as?
It's 100% a book to get people from. We went from Feyre's point of view in the first 3 books to this one has different POVs, and that's all it's for. I guarantee you, to get people into the mode before the next book with, I guess, hopefully, plot and character development and some world building.
So I wonder what the listeners thought of. Is it pretty widely panned throughout the whole?
My wife
community?
widely pans it, so she says it's not in her top 100 books, and I'm just like, you've read 100? Like that's 100, probably way more than that. I guarantee you, she reads at least a book a week through reading and audiobooks. She reads at least a book a week. So yeah, that happens, and then there's a dinner sequence. The first thing is like Cassian picks up Feyre and he's like spinning around on his arm. And I was just like, yeah, Rhys is a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a very confident man. You know what I'm saying? He's very confident in his message.
What are you doing if a guy does that to your wife?
If we're all sitting there drinking and shit and the dude's just like, I'm going to pick up my own. Hey, don't be giggling, girl. I'm more pressed about the giggling. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Why are you enjoying this?
Yeah, why are you enjoying this? But I mean, I guess in all seriousness, she can read their minds too. So Rhys can read minds. So there is no way, shape, or form that any of these guys have any.
This guy's just got like this mental block in front of it. He's like, I really like Feyre, but I can't think about it because then he's gonna know.
But also too, he could be spinning around because she is now 21, so she's still a child. And he's just like, I'm spinning around this illiterate 21-year-old, and she's having fun. It's like a father-daughter thing. You got to think they're all like 500 years old. So
5,000, I think.
500.
When I was looking into it, they said that those people were like.
We looked into it wrong because it's 500. Because the war with the first war happened 500 years, and Rhys was young, and Tamlin was too small to remember. So they're around 500 years old. So they have that dinner. During that dinner, Amren talks about, being a Fae now, and that because now she has to do the stuff that Faes have to do, which like use the bathroom. So she was like studying animals and shit like that on how to use the bathroom. So she still doesn't know how to do it. She's just going to alleyway and just kind of cock her leg up and pee.
That's what I do.
Right, yeah. Because she talks about that, being able to, if she was a male Fae, then she could just whoop it out and pee anywhere. And I was like, that is a huge plus. Huge plus. Or huge minus if you're at a bar and then you start peeing and you see some blue lights and you look up and there's a whole school there.
You're a sex offender.
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna have to have an awkward conversation with your neighbors. We also learned about Fae periods.
That was a good joke.
Fae periods only happen twice a year. So when I heard that, I was like, ooh, I wish you had Fae periods, just like joking. And then it was like, it's the most painful, horrible thing, 2 weeks of agonizing pain. I was like, never mind.
Yeah. Can you imagine having to wait 6 months to see if your girl's late?
Because that's a big thing in the book too, is they're talking about,
Actually, no, it'd be a year. You have to wait a year to see if they're late.
yeah, if they're like, well,
They'd already have the baby by the time you find out.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like that's what dogs and stuff do. They have like 2 times that go in and heat.
Well,
And
I guess
they
guess
end up having the baby before then.
yeah, I guess. Well, you would know in 7 months. You would know a month after the 6 months is up. I don't know how any of that works. I don't know how fake pregnancy works. If they're pregnant longer, would they have not gotten to that?
10-year pregnancy.
Yeah. So everybody's worried about Nesta. Feyre goes to check on her. She's at a bar. She's been taking dudes. She got a house in, like, I guess the kind of ran down part of town, and she just gets a different dude every night to bang.
Who does that?
Nesta.
Oh, I thought you said Feyre.
No, Nesta does. I might have said Feyre. I'd be slipping up all the time with names, but Nesta does it. And remember, Cassian is like got a thing for her too, but Cassian doesn't care because he's always banging girls, so he's just like whatever. Because there is during Christmas, pretty much. This is the Christmas episode. This is the Christmas special.
Is that why you kept texting all week that you had to save Christmas? Or was that something different? You texted that earlier this week.
I don't think I did. That I had to save Christmas.
I tripping?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember anything about
Here, keep talking. I'm gonna look.
saving Christmas. Maybe it was the short film I was talking about.
We should do a Christmas movie. You're right.
Yeah. I think we should do the Christmas movie I was talking about, though.
You said, I need one ride, please. I need to save Christmas.
I need to save Christmas. I need to say, I don't know what the fuck
It was probably a really good joke at the time when you thought of it.
Yeah. Like, I was like, yeah. Because I had no context text y'all all the time. I'll text y'all with the third part in my conversation that I've had in my head.
I don't know how many times you've done that to me. Hundreds of times. It's like, da-da-da-da. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Like, if we go, we need to, like, be on our game and really and you're like, what?
Where
Where
are
are
we
we
going?
going? Oh, yeah, here's the first part that I was thinking
Mike's
about.
been talking to you in his head for 3 hours, and he's like, let me let Dylan on in the last part.
Well, yeah, he's too much into this series where he now thinks that he can read my thoughts, and so he's like, "Oh yeah, Dylan's hearing what I'm saying, so let me just pick up where
I'm a
we're
bit
at."
of an empath. So we get to winter solstice, and because Feyre goes and sees Nesta, and then pretty much says, "Hey, I'm not going to give you rent money unless you come to this party." All right, Tamlin. Like, all right, Tamlin. Let's just.
Do they actually have rent money?
Yeah.
Like tribute kind of thing.
So I guess Rhys and Feyre have all the money. They have more money than they could ever spend, which makes it hard for Rhys to pick out
And they
a
earned
Christmas
it, and
present.
you cannot ask them for any of it because they.
Ooh, I wonder
earned
if
it.
y'all can guess what Rhys got Feyre for Christmas.
What was that? No, the Feybane is bad.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah, you just looped her up on some Feybane and made her lose all her power.
I'm fucking die over here. Merry Birthmas, because it's also winter solstice is Feyre's birthday.
Did
A
he get
gold
her
necklace.
Some kind of wing related.
What does
jewelry?
Feyre like to do?
Draw. Paint.
Yeah,
So we got her paint.
Little paint set.
exactly the same thing that Tamlin got her when they were
She
dating.
first
Yeah.
got- yeah.
And then she gave Rhys a portrait of his mom and sister's wings that got cut off.
That's kind of fucked up.
That's so sentimental. That's so sweet.
I don't know if it's sweet.
No, I completely made that up. Yeah. That would be super fucked up gift. That would be
Still
super,
bloody
Maybe
and
like if your
dripping.
dad lost his legs in the war, and like here's a painting of just your dad's severed
just
legs.
your dad's legs. Yeah. Here you go, pops. And he's like, just well, it's like,
That's what I
man, when
always
you got a
wanted.
close family member that dies, the next couple holidays, people are like, I'm making your gift all about whoever died.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, please don't do that. Here's a shirt with his face on it.
I think that's
Here's
a
a
certain
blanket with his face on it.
demographic of people. I've never seen that happen.
It must be the whites, because every time somebody dies and I go to a Christmas thing or a birthday party,
Here's
I'm
a
like,
T-shirt.
this is what it's all going to be
You know
about.
what? I'm gonna make you cry for Christmas.
And then they start crying, and like the other people are just like, I did pretty good, didn't I? I'm like, no, this is all weird. This is all weird. So they're doing their whole gift exchange.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Did somebody bedazzle your hat?
Yeah,
just
my
now
daughter
noticed
did.
that?
I just noticed that.
Yeah, my
I
daughter
don't pay
did.
attention. I've seen that hat 6,000
It's
times.
been the shiniest thing all morning. Like I can't. Maybe I just.
That's the first time
I cannot quit looking at it.
That's the first time
Keep
I've
being
looked at it.
distracted by it. And I was gonna ask you if you did that.
Yeah, my
yourself.
baby girl bedazzled it
Yeah,
for
that's pretty
me.
dope.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
No,
I'm
I
not
didn't say anything about it.
criticizing.
I like it.
You better not be criticizing.
It's the
Better
most-
like it, yeah. You
It's
better.
the best labor llama hat.
It is the best. We should have a Labor Llama bedazzled edition.
Yeah, and then that is because she was eating bomb pop while she was doing
I was wondering where the colors were coming
Yep.
from too. Yeah.
because she was eating a bomb pop and it
But
fell on
then
the
this
hat.
part right here is just sweat.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's just straight. We're getting steam like fucking lobsters outside when you. It's horrible. I really hope next book we pick back up to like a Court of like the pacing that we had in A Court of Wings and Ruin, because this one was, like I said, it was a big. It's not even that it's boring. Like you can have like if it's building or it's building the world or it's character development, it's not doing none of that. It's not doing a single thing. It's just so they're all exchanging presents. Nesta has to come over because they threatened her not paying rent, which is a cool thing to
You're
do.
gonna get evicted.
Yeah. But Feyre gets a bunch of nice gifts. I think we only hear about really Feyre's gifts of Lucian got her some wine. Azriel got her some like paint from foreign lands. Cassian got her this sheath that goes down her spine that Illyrian warriors wear. All that cool stuff.
That is like the worst part of a birthday party is when you have to watch the person whose birthday it is open
700 gifts.
Yeah, and you're just standing like, I wish I had something.
Right, yeah, man. Maybe like when you're a little kid, you're just like, man, like that. Wow, real cool. I hate, and I'm so glad my kids don't do it because it's super embarrassing. But like when you go over to a birthday party, and then there's another kid there who's just like, I'll help open all these gifts,
and then they start playing with them as soon as
and their parents like, get over here, get over here, and I'm just like, man, I feel like that should be common knowledge that that's their thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad my kids are not like that. Well, I mean, I have a nonverbal autistic son, so he's just like you don't know what he's gonna do. But I can tell you one thing: he doesn't give a fuck when somebody's opening presents, especially if like there's watermelon there. He's like,
I went to his birthday party last year, I think it was, and he didn't care about opening.
He didn't care about his own birthday presents, no. Especially because we have watermelon there, and he's just like, guys, we can't do nothing until all this watermelon is consumed. And we're like, dog, that's a whole. He'll eat so much watermelon, he'll just poop straight watermelon. That's just
that is a weird.
His poop is just green with stripes around the
No, it's just red pieces of watermelon. And I didn't think that was a thing until, because he ate all the watermelon, and I didn't know that he had that much. And then he's potty trained. I potty trained him. Shout out Dad. Fucking he's the best. But he still doesn't wipe his butt yet. That's the hardest thing to do. So I'll go in there to wipe his butt, and I look in the toilet. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm super concerned now because I'm like, dude, just like shitting out his guts. Yeah. And then I tell my wife, she's like, yeah, because he ate a whole watermelon yesterday. An entire watermelon. I'm like, not an entire. She's like, an entire watermelon. And you can't stop him from doing it. Dude, I had Cherry Garcia last night. And this kid will not, if you like, hey, try this. No. He'll go, okay. That's it. Okay. And then stick his hands up. Okay. Won't do it. I'm sitting there eating it. He just comes over and he's just like, what we got here? So he takes it and he's like, I'm eating it with a fork too. So he's just like taking the fork and he's like scraping across the top. And then I knew I had fucked up because every time he'd just go, I was like, oh man. So,
I don't get to eat any more of this.
Yeah, he got my Cherry Garcia. Nesta, like I said, Nesta comes over. Cassian gives her a velvet box, to which Nesta's like, fuck you. Fuck everybody. So Cassian takes the box and he throws it into a river. They're going to end up together somehow. Lucian and Elaine's just like, fuck a mating bond. That's weird. She still loves Grayson. Lucian went to the spring court too and got his ass whooped and came back all beat up and then went down again and apparently just was like, oh yeah, Feyre doesn't love you anymore, dog. Get over it. I was like, dude, you just got your ass whooped going down there. So then we get to kind of like the alone time where Rhys is really going to give Feyre gifts and stuff. So he gives her a dress, and then she's like, all these dresses are so nice. Where do you get them from? And he's like, my mom made them because she was a seamstress. And
sad.
Yeah, it is sad. But dog, his mom had the wherewithal to be like, I'm putting this ring with the weaver because your future wife is going to have to get it. Plus, I'm going to make her a whole bunch of dresses. Like, what if Rhys would have got him a sturdy gal? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, this would not have worked. Because
like if I was Rhys.
Yeah, if you were Rhys. Yeah, it's like mom didn't plan for that. Which, honestly, Sarah J. Maas is like, fat people don't exist. Not in my books.
With magic, you can use, like, spells to get rid of instead of Ozempic.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you don't need GLP-1s. You got GLP magic. Yeah. So yeah, and then Feyre's just like, I want to give you a baby Rhys. That's a clip. Oh, what, the GLP magic?
Yeah.
But Rhys or Feyre's then like, I want to give you a baby. Rhys got her an estate to build some art. And then I have Tamlin as a poo baby because he goes back and Tamlin's all just like, can you forgive me? And Rhys is like, you killed my mom. You are the reason my mom and sister are dead. No, I can't. And he's just like, oh, oh, can Feyre forgive me? He's like, no, I don't fucking know. That's up to Feyre to do. Moore then goes to this estate that she's never told anybody about. The only significance there is that she sees Baraxis because Baraxis has been missing since the war. Well, she sees a shadow, and I'm just like, that's Baraxis. Like, it's got to be. Because it just stares at her, and it's like fear itself staring at her, and yada, yada, yada.
I do want to go back for a second. So the Weaver has the ring. Did he have the dresses too, or just the ring?
He had the dresses.
Just imagine the Weaver like by himself trying on all the dresses.
Weaver was a woman.
Oh, well then I guess it's appropriate.
Was it Striga?
What?
Yeah, I think
the
Striga.
Weaver was a man.
The Bone Carver is a man.
Oh, that's probably.
Well, the Bone Carver is a little boy. The Bone Carver's
Whatever you-
yeah, whatever you want the bone Carver to be, kinda, or don't want it to be. The Bone Carver's just like, I'm gonna appear to you however you want me to appear to be,
or not appear to be.
yeah. Because for Rhys, it's Jurian, so which I mean they were friends, so and then to Feyre, it's their 8-year-old child, so it's not even like it's just like he wants to appear real, something that I guess gives emotion or something. I don't fucking know. If I went to see him, he probably appear as my pawpaw. Like, you know what I'm saying? Try to have that conversation. And then they make the gallery for the kids where they teach them how to paint. And
So when you were talking about that earlier, though, I was like, the one thing that I can't get out of my mind is when we were joking about how terrible her art probably was. And that's all I can think is she's teaching all these kids how to do art, and she's literally on the same level as them. She's like
one of them just draws like a Jesus fish. She's like, how'd you do that? That's fucking good. That looks like a fish to me. Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's dope. And then a big thing was the camps weren't letting girls train, and now they can train. Nothing. They took no talking somebody into doing it. Took nothing. They're just training now, and every plot point resolves itself without any kind of conflict or any pushback whatsoever.
it's a solid story.
I mean, you said at some point, like you thought she was trying to push the book out because of a deadline. Was that this book? Or was
No. That was I was like, because A Corn of Thorn and Roses, which is
Corn-
crazy.
Corn and Roses?
Yeah, the
A
corn.
Court of Thorn and Roses. Up until you get to Under the Mountain, I feel is paced really good with like story building, character development, and everything like that. And then they just kind of rushed the ending.
I got you.
So I assumed publishers like, God, you better get the fuck back. I wish they would do that to fucking George R.R. Martin, because I'm gonna be dead before Winds of Winter comes out. So is he. So is
he
he.
will be dead before.
Which I low-key think that he's waiting. I think that because we know that he wanted Bran to be king, so I think that the ending that D&D gave us was akin to what he was gonna do, and everybody was like, "That is dog shit, shitty."
Oh shit!
People are sitting there to George. They're like, "I know you would have done so much better than that because that was dog shit, man. That was the worst. Whoever thought of that, fucking moron. Moron deserves to die." And he's just sitting there like, "Yeah, that was a bad."
So what'd you say? You thought? Yeah, no, that's kind of the route I was going.
Right, because on
And
Reddit, he's just like,
what else?
What? Yeah, what did you think a good ending was? I don't know. So when we did A Court of Thorn and Roses, I was going to rank the books. So far, in my ranking, number 1, Court of Wings and Ruin.
That's the third one, right?
Yes, by far. I think it's just where every other book is, because the other 2 are good. This dog shit. Woof. This is a rank below those. It would be A Court of Wings and Ruin, and then Mist and Fury, A Court of Thorn and Roses. So I liked it because it was like progressively getting better with the third book, just with the pacing, especially just taking a leap above with the pacing and the fucking world building. Just jumped. We had built up the characters, bam, we took a jump. This one was just like, I got to get y'all used to POV somehow. And it was like, we've read POV books, like different, we've read, third person. We didn't need to get used to this. There was nothing of substance that made me like, wow, there was no plot. Because people are like, well, it brings about plots for the next book. I'm like, what plots? Which ones?
Well, you might find out when you read the next book.
Because I swear to God, if Silver Flames is about the Illyrian, if we're back to that, I'm gonna be pissed. So I'm like, we could have solved that in the last book. I don't know. I don't wish Rhys was the strongest. I think being, Damati and being able to read minds, that is an OP power and everything, but then also making him physically stronger than all of them. I think that was I would like the discourse between him and Tamlin to kind of be like, fuck, you don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? What if Tamlin unleashes his powers? And it's just like, he'd just get his ass whooped. That's it. He would get fucking dog walked, put in his place. And here's the thing is, I don't think Tamlin deserves any kind of redemption. He is that, he is the representation of domestic violence and controlling partner. He does not deserve that. But fuck, when he is going against that good guy, like it's just like these books are good versus evil, and then good just wins straight outright, kind of easy. Because that is one thing in the war with Hybern, it was rather easy. It was really dope because we had, you know,
The Avengers.
Mr. Archeron coming with Vasa and all that. You had the scene where Eris, Tamlin, and Jurian joined the war. Like, it was a very dope affair. You don't have to have it this, you know, back and forth, or, you know, they constantly struggle to get the upper hand, which is kind of what you know, when you're talking about a war against an established armada army, there should be kind of like that. How are we going to get the upper hand on them? Which, once again, is all fine. I cannot wait to get to Throne of Glass. That's the problem. And I had to get to that, to get to Silver Flames, to get to Crescent City, to get to Throne of Glass. So it was a very big struggle. I'm sorry that this is not going to be one of the episodes, guys, where I'm like, wow, wowzer, this was such a good, fun time.
But
it made my face feel like I was having a stroke. Like I just couldn't have any emotions.
People want that. I mean, yeah, maybe they're like, oh, like disappointed you didn't like it if they liked it. But I think people would be more appreciative of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all my real view. I'm not giving. That's one thing is and me and Dylan on our other podcast too, is we're not going to give you the.
Yeah, no, because then if you're sitting here glowing about every single book, eventually it's like, okay, this is just what he does. But if you're like, this sucks, and the next one, like, people can trust you because you'll say when it's bad.
Yeah, because a vast majority are just like, Nesta's a bitch. And it's like, Nesta is, when you think of the person Sarah J. Maas split up to make the Archeron family, you have, you know, the provider, you have the protector, and then you got whatever the fuck Elaine is.
She's there.
She's there, yeah. Yeah, she can see stuff too, which she sees nothing in this book. Not a damn thing. You telling me there's a fucking, they have this whole holiday where she's not one thing happens? She don't see nothing? But yeah, she's there. And I think that with the being older and understanding that your father is a piece of shit, more so, I still don't like how Nesta wasn't going out and hunting and trying to provide for the family. I think if she did a little bit more of that, it would make her character more defendable. But then also you have this book where Nesta, if you were thinking to yourself how Nesta's acting, it's not that she's being a bitch. It's that she just went through a fuck ton of trauma, and nobody's given her the grace that Feyre got. No one's given her the grace that Elaine got. No one's given her that grace. They're forcing her to participate and be one of the inner circle, and she's just like, hey, she just fucking needs time.
Well, yeah. How long did Feyre get from the time that she was brought to the Spring Court till the actual battle? Like, so that whole time she was preparing, saw, you know, little tiny things throughout the thing, and then finally
very acclimated too. Yeah. Like, she was acclimated to Prythian. Feyre was not. She
you mean
got
Nesta?
Or Nesta was not. She was taken to Hybern. You know what I'm saying? Turned Fae and then shipped off to the Night Court, to where she had to be around all these people. Rhys is a good guy, but how many people know that Rhys is a good guy? So she's down there with all them rumors and shit like that, and it's a very hard time to get through. And you got to think the whole time she's worried about her little sister. The whole time. And then you go through that fucking traumatic event with the war, and then it's not even, it's like Rhys is like, she's being kind of a bitch. Cassian, she's being kind of a bitch. Feyre, she's being kind of a bitch. And she's just like, fucking let me process this shit. Like, let me fucking, you know, figure out what is going on. And it's just, it feels like everybody else gets to decide how she processes her trauma instead of her.
Yeah. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just because it is a huge consensus that people are just like, yeah, she's just a bitch, and she's just I can't stand her fucking character. And it's like, I don't even think those are your thoughts. I think that's just how Sarah J. Maas kind of wrote other characters' thoughts in this book directed towards Nesta.
Yeah.
Because even in A Court of Mist and Fury and a little bit through A Court of Wings and Ruin, I was like, yeah, fucking Nesta is just kind of a bitch. But then she's like, you know, I'm going to go help out. Against everything that I want to do, I'm going to go help out. You know what I'm saying? And like, she is like, fuck it, I'll be there. If you guys are going through all this, I'll help you out along the way and shit like that. Now we're in peacetime, technically.
Let me rest.
Yeah, just let her fucking bang dudes and drink wine. You know what I'm saying? She didn't get to come to Prythian where a guy explained laid out how everything works.
And lived in
Saw it on a
castle
fiddle. Yeah,
and-
saw it on a fiddle in front of her while fucking dancing like Pennywise and shit. Like, Tamlin, you read the first book and then you read the second one, you're like, oh, yeah, he is kind of not good. Because you think about it, the 19-year-old illiterate girl, and then he had to get her drunk to kiss her.
God, what a puss.
Yeah, fuck Tamlin. But I did think that Sarah J. Maas was going to go a different direction with Tamlin to kind of make him more of that, you know, if not more emotionally stable, just like kind of like what the fuck is he plotting? What is he planning to do? Like, was that I just want y'all to be happy but instead he's just depressed and sitting in a fucking castle alone.
It's a little sad boy.
He's just very sad. And then if he does get angry, then we know that Rhys can just whoop the hell out of him.
Maybe in the next book he's got a new power release.
Ooh, gets phase steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Because Fey peptides. Yeah, see, it all comes back around. Yeah, we just got peptide. It's like, why don't everybody do it then? It's like, oh, fucking shriveled your nuts up. I don't know. Guys, I do want to remind you, the next book is Court of Silver Flames. So if you haven't read it, read it. We're going to talk about it. If you are listening to this podcast and you enjoy it, please give it a follow. A bunch of people will listen and not necessarily follow. I'm not going to be the type of person that harps on you to do that, but I will say it at the end of the podcast. I think I have covered everything that, if I missed something, ooh, I'm so sorry. And I don't care. We're not going to get a, next episode, we're not getting a what I got wrong. All right, if I got it wrong, I don't give a fuck. I couldn't even, I had an audiobook the whole thing.
You're just talking about this one?
Yeah.
I think mine
But
is
like the
just-
next one, you're back
Yeah, the
in.
next one we're back.
We're back
Hopefully.
in. Okay.
Hopefully.
So you're just saying just for this episode.
I'm going to say
not
benefit
going
of the doubt.
forward.
If you gave me 3 good, 1 bad, the next one's going to be good. Okay. And that, once again, I think this was just getting people used to different points of views.
I just wanted to clarify from my side that like probably on the next one we'll be back in the full, like if you get it wrong, we'll talk about
yeah,
what you got
then
wrong.
we will. But next episode, we won't do a what I got wrong because it'll be
this
about
one.
this book. Yeah. It'll be about this book.
We're
So
done with this
not-
book. It's
And this has
gone.
definitely been the shortest episode we've had by far, too.
Yeah, we're just going to forget this ever happened until we do rankings and stuff like that.
Well,
But-
see, and then like three episodes from now, when some of this stuff plays out, then you're gonna be like, "That was the greatest! I didn't see that coming. I love."
If
A
there
Court
are
of
very
Frost and
innocuous lines that happen in here that come back and it's just like mind blowing shit, I will apologize. But guys, oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to make
Fucking
a
no.
side
Say what
about
you're gonna
One
say.
Piece.
Say what you need. Say what you need to say.
That is one of the big things in One Piece. There's a big arc in it called Skypiea that everyone's like, oh, you can skip it. It's not important. And then like
It's called what?
Skypiea. It's like a
Skypiea.
Sky Island. And it's not important for a while. And then you get about 700 chapters later, and you're like, oh, this is one of the most important parts of the entire series.
Yeah, I just can't.
Don't do that to me,
I can't do One Piece because it's like, how long would it take me to watch all of it? Half your life.
You can watch it. My cousin watched the entire 1,000 in a year. And he's got a wife and kid.
Oh, so he
Yeah,
wasn't
that
being
he
a
does.
father or a
Like, yeah,
husband.
he's like, "What's your name?" Like, what? It's a. I feel like it's like, Dad, I'm named after you. What's my name? Yeah, I can't. I couldn't do all that. I got too much stuff going on. But guys, we love you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I really can't wait to get to Throne of Glass. That's it. I just want to get to Throne of Glass because everybody's hyped it up so much.
Every comment. or
Every
every
s-
video has a comment about it.
Every single one. My wife's hyped me up about it. She's like, it's her Roman Empire. I'm ready for it to be my Roman Empire. And I mean, right, it's concluded too. So we know throughout the whole thing, it's just good. ACOTAR is not concluded. I think Crescent City is concluded. I don't know.
I have no idea.
But yeah. And then after that, we'll get to the whole Fourth Wing. And who knows after that? I know we're not doing there was one lady that was like, you guys got to do
Alchemy or
Dungeons
something.
Crawl.
Finding Abigail or whatever. And my wife was like, that is Rape the Book. And I was like, well, I'm
Oh,
not
you're talking about the bank lady.
yeah. Well, no, because the commenter also said it.
Oh, okay.
Y'all have to do this one. And I asked my wife about it, and because I saw that she read it, and she was like, "You're not doing that one." So I was like, "Okay, all right."
Yeah, I don't want to do a whole series. On
Yeah,
Rape.
I'm not trying to do like 50 Shades of Grey, but grayer. I don't know, guys. We'll see you next time.
Everybody have a good one.
Later.